Plants vs. Zombies as a series has been loved by millions ever since its beginning in 2009. My favorite rendition of the series has always been Plants vs. Zombies 2, and I don't exactly know why. It's just it's held a special place in my heart ever since I started playing the game when I was about 6. For the past few weeks now, I've just been wondering how much of the game is possible only planting pea shooters. That means just pea shooter, repeater, three-peater, or any other pea plants. Before we can get into this challenge though, I must explain the rules. Rule number 1, obviously, is I can only plant pea shooters, which means no sunflowers, no walnuts, no instas, and literally just nothing that isn't a pea shooter. Rule number 2 is that I am not going to allow myself to use power-ups, as that would completely trivialize the gameplay and honestly just make the challenge really easy. And none of us want to see an easy challenge. You all want to see me suffer, because everyone likes to see a 13-year-old just start screaming and having to go to therapy for every level completed in this challenge. Finally, rule number 3, I will not be allowing myself to level up plants except for the mandatory pea shooter level up in the game's tutorial. I will not be allowing myself to do this because EA ruined the game, obviously, and I do not want to ruin it for myself by leveling up plants, and I want to enjoy the game as it was intended. However, though, I'd be lying if I said that I was enjoying this. Well, that's enough explaining for now. I guess it's time to get started with the challenge, and if you enjoyed this video, I ask that you may please smash that subscribe button, drop a like, or maybe even comment on the video. Anything would be appreciated, as I am literally just starting right now. But without further ado, this is Plants vs. Zombies 2, with only pea shooters. The challenge started off really simple, as the first 5 levels of the game are super easy, and they're really just meant to be a tutorial to the game. So I was just able to spam pea shooters, and I ended up completing the 5th level. Sadly, this is not how the rest of the game is gonna go, as we immediately get thrown into the first real world of the game. And it is a whole lot harder. Not immediately, but it will get really difficult. Everything continued to go smoothly, and I completed the power-up level without power-ups, which, yes, you can do that. I was quickly able to get past level 3, however, I immediately got hit by a predicament when I got to the first conveyor belt level, which, you guessed it, has no pea shooters. So, you might be asking, Hax, what are you going to do in this situation? Well, to answer your question, I'm not going to count conveyor belt levels, and I'm simply going to just skip them and say that they are not possible as long as they do not have pea shooters in them. Day 5 was immediately much easier than the conveyor belt level though, as I could actually use pea shooters, so this one went by really smoothly. Day 6 was another conveyor belt level, and since it didn't have any pea shooters in it, I wasn't even going to try to see if it was possible with only pea shooters. Day 7 also went down without much of a challenge. Day 8 was more of the same, going down first try as well. Same thing for day 9. Afterwards, I really easily took down level 10 with pea vine. Okay, so you might be wondering how I got him. So there's this thing in Plants vs. Zombies 2 called Rent a Plant. Basically, you're able to choose between 3 plants that you want to rent if you watch an ad. So I ended up getting pea vine for this level, and it kind of destroyed it. And I did more of the same, just pea shooter spam in day 11, so that also went by really quick. Days 12, 13, and 14 went by really quick, and then I ended up unlocking the Zen Garden, which is probably not going to be too useful as I'm still only allowed to plant pea shooters. I was able to get lucky with my rentals on day 15 and completely and utterly destroyed it with fire pea shooter. And quickly, I overcame level 16 and 17, getting the other plant food slot. And then level 18 was incredibly easy, as it was a last stand level, where it gives you a ton of sun in the beginning, and you're able to plant a ton of plants, and you have to see if you can beat the level with them. So, as you can imagine, you can just place down a ton of pea shooters, and it's very, very easy, and I was able to get done with this one with little to no effort. After completing level 19, I finally got Repeater, my first real upgrade, and I got to level 20, which was an endangered plants level, where I had to defend these 4 sunflowers, and if any of them died, well... Anyways, the very next attempt, I was able to get lucky with my rentals, and I got Shadow Pea Shooter, which completely destroyed this level. I mean, just look at this. It's absolutely beautiful. And I was able to double up on it with a ton of repeaters, and I was pretty easily able to deal with this level. The next level, I somehow got Shadow Pea Shooter again from my rentals, and I sent some zombies to the Shadow Realm! All jokes aside though, this went by really easily, and I was able to get a sun upgrade, which is not going to be the most useful thing in the world, but it's there. I also ended up losing on my first attempt at this mold colony level, so that was fun. The next attempt was going much better, and... You suck! Sorry about that. Anyways, I ended up losing this attempt as well, and the third attempt was gladly a success. So, we can finally move on to level 23, which was really easy as well. And then level 24 was a last stand level where I just spammed a ton of repeaters, and now we are on to the last level of this world. And I just wanted to say real quick that this was actually a lot easier than I thought, but it'll get a lot harder. Unfortunately, all of the Zomboss levels are conveyor belt levels, so I deem them impossible in the rules of this challenge. So just enjoy watching me struggle on this fight, because I have not played this game in years.